Fighter tested positive after traces of cocaine were discovered as a result of a routine test that was given to the voluntary anti-doping agency. It's understood that the anti-doping data on the day of
Joseph Parker has failed a test for a performance-enhancing drug. Then it's easier to kind of say, okay, I understand what's happened here, and we await the B sample. And although I would feel very hurt.
In the social media world, as these things do, we heard that AJ and Jake Paul was almost done for December, but Eddie said to me yesterday it's 60-40, so we don't know. I don't know if that is the case, and he's failed a sample for cocaine. That's really surprising, massively surprising.
Conor Benn's failed drug test has completely changed how fans view his destruction of Chris Eubank Jr. The performance that once looked superhuman is now seen through a far darker lens. Every jab, every exchange, every moment of dominance suddenly makes more sense to critics who felt something was off. Benn's control and precision raised eyebrows on the night, and with this revelation, many now question just how natural that level of execution truly was.
With it being him connected to this, it's even more shocking. You just highlighted there, this is the noises that this is a voluntary anti-doping.
Analysts admit the news gives new context to Benn's fight night performance, easier to process, yet still unsettling. It raises uncomfortable questions, including whether cocaine was used as a masking agent for stronger performance enhancers. Benn's dominance over Eubank felt unusual to many, and now the suspicion surrounding what fueled that display continues to grow.
That's kind of easier to digest. This is weird. I don't know if cocaine, I honestly, I don't know if cocaine is now used as a masking agent for a performance-enhancing drug.
Liam Goof highlights that Benn's physique leading into the fight wasn't just bigger, it was powerful, refined muscle. Observers noted the explosive speed, strength, and ease with which he handled Eubank Jr. Everything about the performance seemed elevated beyond expectation, sparking speculation about whether Peds were behind such a drastic leap in physical ability.
Now some of you may be thinking, oh, for what? You know, he has put a lot of weight on, and it's not fat weight, a lot of muscle. You know, big shoulders, chest looks bigger, you know. There was that video he did of him eating a raw fish. I mean, man really wants to get dysentery, doesn't he? But you're thinking, okay, is it something to do with that, putting on all that weight? And, you know, is it maybe that, you know, he needs stamina for later on in the fight? Because he did fight very aggressively, uncharacteristically aggressively in that Fabio Wardley fight. Joseph Parker can be aggressive when he wants to, but when he's in there with a world-level operator, very seldom is he that aggressive.
Dominic Ingle openly states the fight didn't deliver what people expected. He felt Eubank Jr. never got going, while Benn coasted to a win without strain. The ease of Benn's performance, combined with the recent drug revelations, has intensified doubts. Many now wonder whether that level of dominance was naturally possible or artificially enhanced.
For me, the fight didn't live up to the expectations. I'm extremely underwhelmed how they've pulled that off. Very, very, very poor fight. Disappointing. It came alive in the last round. That's it. The last round it happened, and Conor Benn got the win. You know, rightly so. But Eubanks tonight didn't turn up. Old overnight. His legs.
Adam Smith praised Benn's accuracy, movement, and bodywork on the night, noting how Eubank Jr. looked flat and ineffective in comparison. But with the failed test emerging, fans are reconsidering how Benn made a top contender appear so ordinary. The suspicion of PED involvement has overshadowed what was initially viewed as a brilliant display of skill.
Yeah, Conor was brilliant tonight, executing the game plan. I thought he was quick, I thought he was, his feet were good, I thought his jab was terrific, especially for the body. Body shots did early damage, and yeah, I mean, he was punch perfect and almost got the stoppage win at the end. On the flip side, Chris was disappointing.
The Wade concept breakdown emphasizes how shocking Benn's rematch dominance was. From the opening round, the gap between the fighters looked enormous. Eubank appeared overwhelmed while Benn looked unstoppable. The drastic difference from their past meeting has fueled claims that performance enhancers may have played a role, making the victory difficult for many to accept at face value.
Conor Benn just dominated the rematch. It was not even close. From the first round on, this was a completely different fight from the first one. It was not in any way, shape, or form even round 13 of the 12 previous. This was a completely different Chris Eubank Jr., completely different Conor Benn, and
Derek Chisora voices his disbelief at Benn's level of control during the fight. Eubank Jr. had no answers, and Benn's conditioning and power appeared unmatched. Because of how one-sided the bout was, many observers believe substances could have contributed to the sudden jump in Ben's strength and speed on the night.
Your shoelaces, but I can get you down. So even though he got down to it, you saw the effect of it there. It looked like a man walking in slow motion, in quicksand. Conor was all over him. Well deserved. Well deserved to the end. Chris had nothing to give. And that...
Wally DS notes that while Ben's performance was undeniably impressive, the drug scandal has overshadowed everything. The conversation has shifted from boxing ability to what substances may have been involved. Fans widely agree that Ben looked unusually dominant, and the controversy has cast doubt over the legitimacy of that display.
And the only reason I really am happy to talk to you about it, not like no one cares what I fucking say anyway, Eamon, but people don't want to interview me when I do a nice piece about somebody's background or when I interview a journeyman like Lewis Van Potts or anything. So, you know, it's a shame. It's a shame that this story has got so much attention.
Dave Coldwell reflects the anger and shock many feel after Ben's failed test. His instinctive reaction is disbelief, especially given how dominant Ben appeared against Eubank Jr. Analysts now question whether the ease of that victory was the result of natural talent or illegal enhancement. The scandal has shaken the boxing world and sparked demands for transparency.
Fucking hell, cheating bastard. Yeah. You know, that's the initial reaction. Whether it's a first fail or a third fail, that's the initial reaction. Your gut reaction is, but then obviously we don't know what he's failed for yet, and we don't know what it is. But then when it's somebody that's failed 3 times, or this is the third adverse reaction.
Johnny Nelson shares his frustration with the situation, noting that details are still emerging. The extraordinary nature of Ben's performance is now being re-examined with suspicion. Many believe PEDs may have influenced how easily he dismantled Eubank Jr., and Nelson stresses the need for full accountability as the investigation unfolds.
It don't matter what drugs you take, it doesn't make you a better fighter. It might make you stronger, it might make you fit. It doesn't make you a better fighter, and that's proof. You know, so until more new...
Frank Warren compares Ben's case to serving a sentence. Once a rule is broken, consequences follow. Ben's dominant performance is now widely considered suspect, with many questioning whether steroids played a part. Warren insists the sport must protect its integrity, as fans and experts debate the fairness of allowing such results to stand.
I can see where they're coming from, but the fact of the matter is, it's like if you go to prison, you're found guilty of a crime, you go to prison, you serve your sentence, and the slate gets wiped clean.
Eddie Hearn argues that the British Boxing Board of Control must take the lead in addressing Ben's case. The combination of a failed test and an unusually dominant performance has created serious tension in the sport. Hearn acknowledges that legal procedures are essential, as the credibility of both the fight and the sport itself is now at stake.
At the moment, the British Boxing Board of Control aren't. So we have to speak with them, deal with the legal situation and see where it lands. And this is quite fresh. Obviously, I don't even think it's 30 minutes. I think it's more like 10 or 15 minutes since that. And, we'll see what...
Don Charles delivers a firm message. Drug use in boxing is unacceptable. He notes that Ben's performance looked suspiciously strong and may have involved PEDs. Many believe strict punishment is necessary to prevent similar incidents and protect the sport's integrity. Ben's actions have ignited widespread criticism and calls for tougher enforcement.
That's up there, but he's going to always be a dangerous fighter, and we're just going to do the best we can.
I do want to ask you, obviously, a fight that we've wanted to see on these shows is Joshua Buatsi and Anthony Yarde. Anthony Yarde in 3 weeks' time faces the monster in David Benavidez. From your knowledge of boxing, how...
Duke McKenzie warns that Ben's failed test raises major safety concerns. The ease with which he handled Eubank Jr. now appears questionable. Analysts argue that enhanced fighters put opponents at serious risk. The situation highlights the need for strict policies to ensure fairness and prevent dangerous, artificially boosted performances from entering the ring.
If it was me, take his license away. You know, because you cannot cheat in the sport of boxing. Not if you're going to put on a pair of gloves and get inside that square circle and physically fight somebody, and potentially you could easily lose your life, then to take anything which will give you enhance your performance, it's just wrong.
John Fury stresses how dangerous boxing becomes when banned substances are involved. He notes that Ben's dominance already looked suspicious before the failed test surfaced. With the legal process ongoing, Fury emphasizes the potentially severe consequences for Ben's career. The controversy underscores the need for strict oversight to keep fighters safe.
Booker, ban him! because it's a dangerous sport, whatever they do and whatever they don't, but I'm having no opinion on it at all. You know, a man's innocent till proven.
Carl Frampton condemns the use of PEDs and says Benn's dominant win now feels tainted. Boxing is already dangerous, and adding illegal substances increases the risks dramatically. Many are calling for lifetime bans, arguing that such performances cannot be respected. Fans remain stunned by how easily Benn won, and debate continues over how fair the fight truly was.
Guys getting caught, and it's just horrible. Genuinely, and I know you were about saying, without going fucking fully mental here, I just believe if you're caught with any performance-enhancing drug, you should be banned.
Johnny Nelson reminds fans that drugs can't create true boxing intelligence. While Benn's performance was dominant, the failed test has cast doubt on whether it was genuine or chemically assisted. The situation has sparked deep conversations about ethics and fairness, as many now question the authenticity of Benn's victory over Eubank Jr.
Hey, drugs don't make you a better fighter. Drugs may make you a little stronger, may make you a little, give you a bit more energy, but it don't make you technically smart. It doesn't give you all of that, you know. So those drug cheats that do it purposely, you got to remember, you know, why are you doing it? What difference is it going to make? It's going to make you like a boxing Einstein.
Adam Cadell highlights the serious safety issues at play, arguing that PEDs undermine both fairness and fighter welfare. He insists the governing bodies must take voluntary drug testing seriously. Fans were already shocked at how easily Benn dominated the fight. Experts say this controversy shows why strict enforcement is essential for the sport's future.
Again, they want to turn up and get paid. Correct. This should not be their decision. The British Boxing Board of Control should be standing up and taking the voluntary anti-doping test seriously. Absolutely. Yes, I know that you work with the UK anti-doping, I know that, but this is a test. He's popped hot. Let's look into it properly. What happens if something happens on Saturday night?
Absolutely.
What if we've already got...
The Conor Benn drug scandal has sent shockwaves across boxing, overshadowing what was once considered an incredible performance. Fans and analysts now wonder how much of Benn's dominance over Eubank Jr. was natural and how much was enhanced. This situation is bigger than one fighter. It's a debate about the integrity, safety, and future of boxing. With sanctions looming, the sport faces a defining moment, and the world is waiting to see whether Benn will survive the fallout or have his victory stripped.